Hello, I'm Professor Marcos Rigo from FGV EBAP, and I have been assigned as the Program Director for the Executive MBA TS visit. I hope you all enjoy the forthcoming week. The objective of this video is to present the program in order for you to understand how all classrooms, visits and workshops planned are linked. We will start with a welcome reception on Sunday night, when we will meet each other and have some drinks in a beautiful scenery. Botafogo Beach, although not a better beach to swim, has an outstanding portrait of Guanabara Bay with the sugar loaf included. The program is named Doing Projects in Brazil, Opportunities and Challenges. The idea is to give you all a framework of Brazilian society, including political, cultural and social aspects. On Monday, we will have 3 lectures. Professor Irigaray will talk about multinational projects and its diversity impacts, such as religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, addressing the Brazilian context. If you have time, search on the December 2017 issue of the Project Management Journal, where you find a paper written by me and him that presents and discusses the concept of intensive symbolism projects. He will be followed by Professor Zanini, an expert researcher on the Brazilian police system. He will discuss the importance of trust and leadership within Brazilian business scenario. After lunch, Professor Orlando Filho will address the Brazilian economy and its effects on growth, inequality and poverty. Okay, on Thursday will be dedicated to a must-see visit in an organization that's the 4th biggest media corporation in the world. They started business about 8 years ago with a newspaper followed by a radio and television broadcast. Although Brazil was one of the first adopters of a television broadcast in 1950 with private companies, the birth of TV Globo in 1965 changed radically the scenario because they professionalized the sector and became leaders since the 1970s. In 1995, they finished the biggest and the more successfully infrastructure project they needed. You are going to visit. It includes the recording studios, the scenographic city unit, the customs unit and scenarios production units. We'll dedicate the whole day there. That's a bit far from Botafogo, where we are supposed to leave about 8:15 in the morning. After the visit, we will return along the Barra da Tijuca beach. Okay, on Wednesday, we will be back to EBAP FGV. In the morning, Professor Cirino will talk about innovational capability and institutional framework in the Brazilian industries. After him, Professor Camarano will present her lecture. She is an expert in business opportunities for elderly people, a growing segment industry anywhere and also here of course. The last lecture on Wednesday will be done by a famous music composer, singer and honor president of the Portela Samba School. His name is Monarco. It's important for you to know that Monarco, it's the first time that Monarco goes to FGV, and it's a special invitation I made to him. But why Monarco? The samba schools appeared about 90 to 95 years ago, formed by African descendant people, sons or grandsons of former slaves that lived in poor neighborhoods and favelas. It is one of the ways they created to be part of the biggest Brazilian party, the Carnival. Year after year, they have become more organized. So in 1932, the newspaper Mundo Esportivo created a contest among the samba schools with a set of roles and judging commission. At that time, the samba schools were small groups of about 80 people, usually black and poor citizens, some from favelas or like Portela from distant places, accessible to downtown by train. Since that time, the Samba Schools Parade gradually became a project that starts about 10 months before the parade itself. It starts with the enredo definition. That is the theme, the plot, the story they want to present. Like an historical character, a place, a feeling, a legend, a person. Besides that, the roles become more detailed and competitive, and every Samba schools need to get money to execute their projects. In the last decades, it becomes gradually an industry. And I will summarize some important milestones. For instance, the Samba school interest goes to middle class in the 60s, and they got bigger, about 2,000 to 4,000 people, and more organized in groups called alas. They have formal organizational charts, including divisions such as Carnival, Cultural Development, Budget, Human Resources, Women, Dancers, Composers, among others. They build headquarters to hold a big amount of people where you can have food, music, and dance. They also have production units where the big cars and costumes are made. They start being live TV aired in the 60s. The parade place changed sometimes until 1983 when a big stadium was built called the Sambódromo. So, Monarco, who is now 84, is one of the living members that witnessed the transformation. He was not responsible for the project planning, only a member of the composers group. Responsible for the yearly called Samba, because the schools need to create a new song every day to support the parade. Okay, on Thursday we will have two classroom activities. In the morning, Professor Coelho will talk about real perspectives after the mega events, the World Cup and the Olympics. He will be followed by Professor Fontoura. She's an expert on food industry and will talk about the Brazilian food market and its main agents. In the afternoon, we'll go to Galpão Aplauso, an NGO that carries projects for poor orphan teenagers in 5 areas: music, dance, circus, theater, and visual arts. On that night, we will celebrate our program with a farewell dinner. Finally, on Friday, we will finish our week with 2 classroom activities. In the morning, Professor Mendes will conduct a design thinking workshop based on project planning, where our intention is to integrate the information you got during the week in a hands-on activity. It includes social projects like Galpão Aplauso, cultural projects like the Carnival Parade, and the media projects carried by Globo Network. After that, Professor Stunken will finish our week with political risk analysis in Brazil nowadays. So this is a brief description. If you have any question regarding our program or our city, okay, you please feel free to contact me at marcos.rigo@fgv.br. So I hope you have a nice trip, and next Sunday we'll meet each other. Okay? Thank you and bye bye.